What do you want to learn today? And I just realized this is live. There we go. I have the banners because I have an extremely tiny office that's sports memorabilia themed. Not exactly good for the contest queen. And we're going to talk about what you've won this month and how sweepstakes is like going to the gym. You're thinking, I don't like working out. How is sweepstakes like going to the gym? We're going to talk about that. So what I want from you is your questions about sweepstakes while I talk about how winning is like going to the gym. So one of the things that I discovered over time is consistency is key when it comes to the hobby of sweepstakes. The amount of effort you put in is proportionate to what you get out of it. Now, you do have to enter smarter rather than harder, too. Tom Cavalli of I Win Contests is famous for saying that. He's not wrong about that. And most big winners, like if you interview any of the big winners, or you go to my With the Contest Queen channel, go to my YouTube channel and look at the With the Contest Queen playlist, you will see that most of the people that I've interviewed that win big and win consistently only enter about an hour a day, maybe a little more. It is consistency, but they're entering smarter. So what are they doing that they can win big in an hour? The first thing they do is they're using a sweepstakes aggregate or a sweepstakes site, because it just eliminates all the time you would spend looking for sweepstakes on the internet, because any time that you can spend entering versus searching is going to increase your odds of winning, because the more you enter in a shorter period of time increases your odds of winning. The other thing a lot of sweepstakers do to increase their odds of winning is they enter in concentric circles. So first they do local, and then statewide or provincial wide, and then national, and then worldwide. And the reason that is because this pool is going to be smaller, and also the entry period is generally smaller. So think of your local radio stations. They're running contests that last a week, a couple of weeks, maybe a month, but a lot of times those ones that last a month are giving away prizes every day. The pool is going to be smaller than something that's province-wide or national. The other thing they do is they also do a lot of single entry sweepstakes, one and done, as I like to say. Especially if someone's getting started in the hobby, it's a great place to start and get accustomed to entering and reading the rules, because they don't have to remember to come every day, and it just makes it easier to do that. And oh, look, we had a winner already. Jessica said she won $1,000 gift card to Levi's. Oh, the company says they sent my prize, but I've not received it. So message them back. Hello. Message them back and ask if they can track it, because you haven't received it. I don't think a company would send out a $1,000 gift card just randomly in the mail. They usually would send it by a courier, and they can track that. So have them track that. If they emailed it to you, because sometimes they send e-cards, make sure they sent it to the right address. So that's what I would do. I would check it. Now, if they sent it out, and give it a reasonable amount of time, if it seems too long, that's what I would do. But congratulations. Okay, here's a question from Angela. When you enter a sweep and use autofill, will that disqualify you as robotic? Normally, I would say no. However, I just read it in a set of rules, and I can't remember what contest it was. We were having our sweepstakes club meeting. I see Bill here in the chat. Maybe he can remember what sweepstakes it was, because he was at the meeting too. There was a sweepstakes that we were discussing, and someone put the link in the chat, and I went and looked at it, and we were reading the rules, and I went, oh, it actually says you have to manually enter the fields, which means they've got a key logger on that sweepstakes. Now, I have used RoboForm for decades, or if I'm entering my phone, I'm just using Autofill. I do that for 99% of the sweepstakes. Now, there are some that just don't allow any forms to be filled. You still have to manually type them. It's just the way the form is designed. So you can't use an auto filler even if you wanted to. So they don't consider that robotic. The reason that language came about was when sweepstakes first went from mail-in, like the paper forms, to digital formats. And I haven't seen one of these companies in a long time. And I think it's because sweepstakes have changed so much that they've virtually stopped existing. But you used to be able to pay some companies a fee, and they would go and enter you in all these giveaways. They had a bot that would go and it would, just enter one after another for you. And companies could tell at their back end that, one company, one IP address hit their server, 10,000 times, and they've entered 10,000 of their subscribers or whatever into the sweepstakes. So they weren't cheating, perhaps, per se, for, breaking the rule of, say, one entry per person per day. But they would see these coming in, and that's what they considered robotic. Now, most browsers, and it has gotten really good over time, because you couldn't save things to browsers the way you can now. When I started using RoboForm, again, everything evolves, everything updates, everything changes. So you have to evolve your hobby as it changes. But they don't consider that robotic. And actually, I've talked to some agencies and they don't mind it because some people have trouble typing. It saves errors because if you miskey your phone number by mistake, can easily happen, and they can't reach you, they have to go to somebody else. They want to be able to give you the prize. And so if you're using like a RoboForm or the autofill feature or autocomplete, I believe, on some of them it's called, in your browser, they don't mind it because they know that the information is going to be correct and they're not going to have to go through a number of people to try and give away the prize. So I hope that helps. Let's go. I'm going to answer these in order. Okay, so that was Angela's question. The next question. Thank you, Bill. That was for the Disney National Geographic sweepstakes. So if you look up that sweepstakes, you will notice in the rules, it specifically states that you have to manually enter the form. And they don't say that they have a key logger, but having worked on sweepstakes from the back end, that's what that's called. Okay, Leanne, she's not happy. I know, because Canada Dry just started. It's a purchase. Good evening. What's your opinion on contests that state you have to buy before you're entered in the contest? I've seen several of these. So by law, companies are supposed to have a no purchase entry option. And companies, so let me back up. A corporation, the only income generating arm of a company is the sales division. Everything else costs the company money. So accounting costs the company money, marketing costs the company money, admin costs the company money. The only place they're bringing money in is through sales. So the idea of every marketing activity and advertising program is to drive sales. And sweepstakes are just one marketing tool in a marketer's tool belt. So if they run a certain format of sweepstakes and don't see an increase in sales, they're going to switch the format. And I knew, for example, Canada Dry was going to change this year. I didn't know how, because previous years they were doing pin codes and I would go code hunting. And it's probably expensive to run the codes in all the products. And I think they were starting to have distribution issues because I didn't see coded product in the store until literally a day before. And one year I saw it the day of. Like I was going from grocery store to grocery store. I couldn't find it. I found it, in the little fridge next to the cashier. I was paying a fortune for the soda, but I wanted the codes. I wanted to try right away. So I bought it. And then I knew over time in the summer when I would go code hunting, it gets easier. And then sometimes they even run out or have the product after the promotion ends. So they used to run it from May 1st to August 31st, approximately. It would change a couple days here and there depending on the year. And then last year they extended it to December 31st. And then they said there was daily prizes, and then they didn't put in enough prizes. They made a mistake. So they had to add in, the agency had to eat the fee and add in 77 coupons. So they were giving away one prize a day randomly, and most of them were coupons. So someone in there won a car, and most people won a coupon. And then it wasn't even running very well. So I thought, they're switching it next year. And sure enough, it's gone back to it started April 28th, and it's going to go to August 31st, same time frame as it used to be. They're doing weekly draws again like they used to. However, they have changed it to receipt-based. So there's no more PIN codes. They were the last holdout. They've all switched over time. And they are now receipt-based. Now, here's the problem. In Canada, Canada Dry products are sold through Dollar Tree, not Dollarama. So that's the cheapest place you're going to find the 500 ml bottles. There's even a discrepancy in the rules. One spot in the rules says you have to enter one of each product. You can only enter each product once, which limits you to how many you can enter because the product list is only so large. And secondly, in the other area, it says you can have unlimited entries, which means that has to be wrong about the product list. So I don't know. I'm going to find out. Then I entered on my computer the first day. I tried to enter again on my phone. It said my email was invalid. A little bit frustrating. Now, when I go to Dollar Tree, the Canada Dry for a 500 ml bottle is $1.50 plus tax. And postage, a stamp in Canada right now is $1 plus tax. So you're at about 50 cents different. Postage is going up next week. I think 7 cents. So the gap is closing between the cost of the product and the stamp. And I don't remember reading if you send a self-addressed stamped envelope. Because if you send a self-addressed stamped envelope on top of that, you're already way over the price of a soda bottle. So you're just better off buying the soda, enjoying the soda, and getting an entry. So that's what I'm trying for the first little while. And now the other thing that's really great about this shift is they're not giving away the car instantly. So they used to give the car away with a shivering can. I can only imagine how many times they did not give away the car where the can didn't work properly. Someone thought it was fake. The can wasn't bought until months after the contest closed. Like, who knows whatever happened to the shivering cans. Then they moved to giving a car away instantly then they moved to giving away a car in a draw. Then they went to giving away a car instantly. Now they're back to giving away the car in the draw. So every time you enter, you have a chance at winning a weekly prize and the car at the very end. And that's it. There's no more instant prizing with that one. So this is a really interesting shift on their part. So what I say is always look at the cost of the product versus the cost of the no purchase entry. Because some no purchase entries I've seen are write an essay and email it to us or put it in the form. So we've got some chocolate bar ones and some yogurt ones. And for the 150 word essay, I just use ChatGPT to write a different essay every time. And I copy and paste it. And I get an entry in. And if I happen to be in the store and I'm buying the product because it's a product my family uses anyway, I'll use a receipt. I'll submit a receipt and get in an entry. Why not? But again, companies are doing this because their end goal of any marketing activity, whether it be an ad on TV, a billboard, a radio spot, a podcast promotion, a sweepstakes, is to drive sales. And so they are going to shift the now that said, sometimes they're doing it for brand awareness. Like if they've got a brand new product, they want to do a product launch, it might be for brand awareness at the very beginning, things like that. Or if they want to increase their subscribers to their newsletter. I mean, I'm just putting all companies into one basket. Then they might have a different kind of campaign, but they're still in fact trying to sell something, like selling you on the idea of joining the newsletter, selling you the idea of following them on Instagram, selling you the actual product. It's all designed to connect with you in some way, which at some point will lead to sales. That said, because I don't know if you know this, but I went to school for business and my major was marketing. There's a shocker. And so I understand. It's one of the reasons I think I got good at the hobby is because I saw it from both sides of the table and I understood what the marketers were doing. For example, I had a problem with Instagram and I was entering on my phone and Instagram kept having me unfollow the sponsor, because you had to follow the sponsor and then like the post and then comment, standard Instagram giveaway. And then I would do something and I'd go back and look and I'm not following them. I did it 5 times. I still don't know if I'm following them. So I messaged them and I'm like, hey, just thought to let you know I was entered a giveaway. Instagram kept unfollowing you 5 times. So I don't know if this is going to affect your contest. I just thought I'd give them a heads up because they might see there's no increase in following and they're doing their giveaway and it's Instagram's issue, not the entrants that are not following the rules. So sometimes even the best intentions go awry because we're reliant on outside forces and sources to run them. So because I have this marketing crown on while I also have my sweeper crown on, I don't mind receipt-based giveaways because I understand it. And I also don't mind supporting the sponsor. I also don't mind doing the no purchase entry. But I think people do get frustrated when they want to, win and it's not in their budget. Like I'm lucky enough to be able to afford a fair number of entries of like, I can afford to buy soda. Some people, it's not in their budget. And also I try to maximize it by, I look at the rules and find the smallest product that would still give me 1 entry versus, a case of 12 is the same as a 500 ml bottle that I'm buying the smaller one. So I hope that answers your question, Leanne. Where should I find the major sweepstakes to enter? Now, I'm going to take a giant leap and assume you're in the United States. Please put in the comments where you're actually from, because the advice will change a little bit depending on where you live in the world. However, you're going to want to use a sweepstakes aggregate. I have lists of aggregates on my website. And the reason I did that is because when I started eons ago, there was no source of sweepstakes. There was no hub of, I had to puddle around and figure it all out myself. And when I ended up going on my writing journey, my very first book, You Can't Win If You Don't Enter, I decided to, in companion to the book, make a website to make it easy for people, because I could put things in the book, but I knew in a book things were going to change quicker than the book would be out of print. And so I created Contest Queen as a hub of all things winning. And then I put a clause in the book that says, hey, the information in this book was accurate when I printed it. However, if something seems to have gone amiss, go check my website because I keep it up to date. And even then I still have to, every several months, and I check things, and sometimes things shift there too. So I'll be doing another big sweep and check of everything on the site before the next book comes out, Prizes Everywhere. We have started the process on the finalization of that book. I'm so excited. So next month, there's going to be 2 books coming out, Money and You and the Audible edition of A Man Called Friday. And then June or July, Prizes will be done. So I'm so excited about that. And then I'm going to worry about the next books that I want to do, because I'd like to have 12 editions out this year. Yes, I am a little crazy. Anyway, go to this resources section of my website, click on Find Sweepstakes, and then I have it by country, and you can poke around. There's different formats. There's some that are newsletters, some that are forums, some that are lists, some that look like blogs. There's all different types. Poke around and find the one you like. They all have different features. Some are paid. I recommend, if you're brand new, start with the free sites and then eventually upgrade to the paid, because there's other features with the paid that you don't get with the free. Plus, you're supporting the site. I mean, it's not free for me to run my website. It's not free for me to have my newsletter list. It's not free to actually even do this live stream. Like, I pay StreamYard to be able to have this platform. So when you are supporting those sites, you're giving them the ability to keep improving it, to maintain it to its highest level, to the highest degree, and facilitate that. That didn't want to come out. And you facilitate that. So that's why I recommend go poke around and see. And some of them have small subscriptions that you can try. So you can buy like a month or 3 months to try it out. And I've also done some behind the scenes videos on YouTube. You can go and just check out the quick little, 3 to 5 minute tour I've done of the site. So you can look at some of the paid sites before you go. But that's what I recommend that you do. And then you can look. So you said major sweepstakes. So I assume you're wanting to win like the cars and the trips and the cash. And so you can do, a lot of the sweepstakes sites have a feature called like prizes, and they will have it divided by keywords or tags. And so you can look for vacations or travel, and then you can look for vehicles or automotive, and then you can look for cash prizes or gift cards, and they'll have it all divided up, and sometimes even smaller, like electronics, baby, and they just divide it all up, and then you can go and enter for what you want. I mean, we have one member in our club. He doesn't want to travel, so he enters for everything but travel. So he would just eliminate those from his searches on the site. So you can pick. Bill put in, it's the Our Home Earth Month Sweepstakes. And in the rules, it literally says will be disqualified. Entries must be manually keystroked by the entrants. Use of automated entry devices or programs. Entries by third parties are prohibited. Entries that do not conform to that or violate these will be prohibited or disqualified. Sorry. So I haven't seen that in a set of rules 10 years, maybe. It's been a while. So I just find it interesting. Now, Michael wants to know, for autofills, it's yellow for me. I just erase the last letter and re-enter it, and the yellow goes away. Is that okay? It depends on the sweepstakes. Like, if you had read the rules and there was nothing similar to what I just put on the screen, you should be fine. I do that. But you can pick and let's see. Oh, Mimi did say she lived in the US. So the ones that are popular in the US, Mimi, are the paid ones that are big are Sweepstakes Plus, I Win Contests, and Sweep Sheet. And Sweeping America is take a look at that one too, because it's getting a revamp. I've got to have Rachel on. Rachel Travis, Rachel Marie Travis just took over from Donna Coakley. Oh, I have her last name wrong. I know. It is escaping me. Her mother had actually started Sweeping America. Anyway, she's in a position in her life where she needs to retire. She didn't want to close it. And so Rachel has taken it over and is looking to update and remodel the whole program. So I want to have her on my show. It's very exciting that newsletter is still available. And then some of the popular free sites are like Sweepstakes Today, Sweepstakes Fanatics, Sweepstakes Advantage. So Sweepstakes Plus is the paid version of Sweepstakes Advantage. And if you go watch my interview with Ken, he describes the differences between the free one and the paid one. So you can start with free, and if you like the format, then you can move up to the paid. And Sweep Sheet is also very good. Back to the stamping one. So Leanne said it's better to buy the product versus a stamp. Again, it depends. If it's a chocolate bar and it's cheaper than the stamp, yeah, buy the product, because then you have the product, you have the entry, and you have the chocolate for less money. But if it's, we've got some that are going with a case of beer. Well, beer is very expensive in Canada right now. I think a 30 pack is $50 or more. Yeah, right. So the no purchase entry option looks really good at that point. Yes, good tip, Leanne. Learn to read rules more than once. So yeah, I scan the rules first, and then if something doesn't click right away, go again. Yeah, so Nicole says there are contest newsletters and email site that vest the bet sweepstakes like Sweep Sheet, I Win, Sweeps Atlas, and you pay. So start, like I said, if you're brand new to the hobby, until you're comfortable, use the free sites and then upgrade yourself. Yeah, at the beginning, she suggested checking out the local. Yes. Also, I have a list. So in my weekly folder, so I have my instance, something that has an instant prize attached to it. I can win right now. I have a folder for instance. Then I have a folder for dailies that are that I'm going to come back and enter every day. But on top of my dailies, I have one I call like my best sweepstakes. The ones that if I only had 20 minutes to enter a day or 15 minutes, those are the ones I want, like the cars, the trips, the cash, the big prizes. So the dailies are the smaller ones, like the $100 gift card or the movie passes, things like that. My top, prizes I have separate. And then I have my weeklies, which is all like the radio stations in my area, things that I go and check once a week to see what I can win. And so that's how I do it. Oh, Contest Girl. How did I forget Contest Girl? She's the only multi-country site left, and she's only Canada and the US. If anybody's watching from the UK, I highly recommend Super Lucky Die in the UK. Now, she's also a sweepstakes teacher. So even if you can't enter any of the sweepstakes that she's talking about, she's a fantastic teacher. I'm interviewing her for my book. And I've never had her on my show because of the time difference. We must figure out a time at some point because she was working full time and running Super Lucky Die and entering sweepstakes. So we've never had a chance to have her on her show. I've just gone on her Lucky Learners Live sometimes as, texting. She's a great teacher. So you might even just want to go follow her just for her tips. She has fantastic tips on entering. And it is a little bit different in the UK, which is totally fascinating to me. Yes, thank you, Nicole, for the plug. Yeah, this is interesting. Radio contests are easy when they're calling. Texter is tougher, though. Now, funny, I find it the other way around. When I used to have a landline, I'd always get through. And now it's just cell phone. I rarely get through. But I always follow the radio stations because there's different types. Now, you think radio, it used to be nice caller through, wins the tickets to go see, this band in town. Now they still have those. Then they have, sometimes they will have, when you hear the jet, be the 25th caller through and qualify to win the trip in 2 weeks. And so we're going to qualify, 10 people a day. And then at the end of 2 weeks, we're going to draw one name and then they win the trip. So there's that kind. Then there's listen at these times. And when you hear the keyword, text it in. And if we call you back, you win. My daughter had one last year where she texted in because it was the birthday game. So they spun it. And if it was on your month, you text in. If they phoned you back, you won $500. Then they spun the other wheel. If it landed on your birth date, your actual birth date, you won $5,000. It did not land on her birth date, but she did win $500, which is really awesome. So they have those kind. Then they have ones where you register on their website and you have to listen for your name, and then you have so many minutes to call back. One radio station in my area is doing it right now. You have 5 minutes to call back. The other radio station, you have 10 minutes to call back. So you have to pre-register on their website and call in. Then they have the straight up online giveaways. Oh no, sorry. Then some of them right now, there's one of them right now that's running. Listen at this time for the keyword, take the keyword, go to our website, enter that. And then when you read those rules, you realize that one is what they call a multi-market giveaway. Because when you go into the entry form, it says, where are you listening to it? And there's like 6 cities and you pick your city. So they're giving away that prize, that one prize across all 6 cities. So you're not just competing in your local area, even though you think it's a local giveaway. Sneaky. And then there's the straight up entry form on their website where you can go and you can say, hey, sometimes what they'll do is, like, I've seen ones where they're having a concert and you have to listen all week to this particular radio show, like listen to the afternoon drive to win tickets to go see. And then they know that not everyone can call in. Some people can't listen. Some people are terrible at it. And so they'll say, hey, and there's one more chance on our website. And so you can enter online, you can fill out a form and submit it, and then you're in to win a pair of tickets. So you can listen all week and try that way, and you have another way to win. So radio stations have really evolved. Oh, and then, one more. I know, crazy, right? And then, Cheryl, there's one radio station in our area that if they give the code word and you're in the 9th texter, you win. So radio stations have really come a long way from the old, 7th caller through, 9th caller through, 25th caller through. They've come a long way since that. So it's really interesting. So don't give up on the radio contest, Cheryl, because as you just heard, there is a myriad of ways to win on the radio right now. Oh, interesting. Mary says, the Instagram follow issue. In my case, I find the unfollow happens when I hit the 7,500 cap. I think I'm only at, let me look at it. It's really low. On Instagram, on follows, I'm just over 1,000 on the account I use to enter sweepstakes. It's not my business account. So yeah. And let me see if I still follow that company. If I still follow that company, it's, I'm still following them. So it finally stuck. Who knew? It finally stuck. That's good. But anyway, I'm glad I let them know in case they can't figure out why people aren't following the rules and why so many people didn't follow. The other thing too, if you want to reduce for people like Mary, she hits the cap. She probably is very familiar with how to unfollow some people. But for those of you who don't, if you go into your account, okay, and you hit following, okay, let's do a little Instagram lesson. When you see here, it says you have least interacted with, and then most shown in feed, and then hashtags, creators, and businesses. So you can go to least interacted with and look at them and then make a decision on whether you want to still continue to follow them or not. And if you're finding you're not, like that one, no. I'd have to sit and look at this one. But you can go through it and then decide if you're going to keep following them. So that's a tip on how to unfollow easily. Is least interacted with, which means you're not entering any giveaways on them at all. Okay, let me see. Oh, this is cool. My friend and I were out for dinner. We're chatting about the hot air balloons, and I was checking out my local radio stations and came across the contest for a ride and won. Just entered on a whim and got a call to tell me I won. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. I love that. Okay, so what book do you suggest for beginners for sweepstakes? I bought one of your books. So since Prizes Anywhere is going to come out in a couple of months, you can get, oh, it's hard to see here. I wonder if I'm going to shift this around a little. It's here. It's hard to see, but it says, if you can't win, if you don't enter. It's got a blue cover, and it's only $1.99 on Kindle. So I highly recommend getting that one. Also, go to my website and click on 5 Steps to Begin Winning. That's free. It walks you through the steps. And then spend a little time investing in yourself. On the 6th is our next virtual contest club meeting. I charge $1 to attend because it helps me cover my costs of running the meeting. And it helps me also keep track of everybody who's attending. Because I like to limit it to 25 because that's what fits comfortably on the Zoom screen. We've had as few as 3 people attend, and I think the most we've had is like 22. It usually falls in the 10 to 15 range of people attending, so we all have a chance to talk about what we won, talk about problems like the keystroke issue that we discovered in one of the giveaways. So we're helping each other strategize on the best ways to win. And so if you're learning and you're reading and you're following along and you're stuck, come to a meeting, talk to other sweepers. First of all, it gets you so pumped up because, we're giving each other the winning energy, and we laugh a lot, just warning you, because it's very funny. And, we like to tease each other and we encourage each other. Like if someone's had a bad month, we'll send them, some good vibes. Next month, you're going to come back and told us you won something big. And also then you can ask questions. And it doesn't happen often, but we've done screen shares where we'll look at something and figure it out together as a group. It's good. It's different than me teaching a sweepstakes class. I also do 3 times a year, February, May, and October. I host classes, so I'll be sending emails out on those soon. So for example, I have a sweepstakes for beginners class. I think it's $35, and it's usually intimate enough that you can ask all the questions and I can walk you through where you're really stuck. So it might be a worthwhile investment for you. So seriously, Michael, you've never seen my website? Dude, if you go and sign up, if you scroll down, I have this free little sweepstakes starter kit that's not well branded right now, but the tips inside it are good. And what I'm going to be doing is when I do the new book, hopefully we're going to start a website refresh. That's one of my goals for 2024 is to refresh contestqueen.com, new look, maybe even a new logo. Do we get a new logo? I don't know, because I've had this one since 2004. It's 20 years since I've had this logo. So it might be time for a new, like updo, so to speak. We're going to refresh the site. And I'm going to brand things better. So the sweepstakes starter kit is actually going to be brand matching, but the information on it's great. So go get that free sweepstakes starter kit, and it signs you up to my newsletter, which I'm actually back to sending out because I didn't send a newsletter for 8 weeks. Normally I sent it out twice a month, the 1st and the 15th. And I was so busy. I went if you followed my blogs, you know that I drove through 18 states in 12 days. And yeah, because some days I did like 3 or 4 states. I think the first day I did 5 states. Yeah, that was a long haul. I did a 14-hour drive. It was a 12-hour drive that I did in 14 because, stops and border and things like that. And traffic, whatnot. And so I got there in 14 hours. And then the next couple times I did like 3 states. I think I went through Mississippi, Alabama, Texas. There's 3 right there. Another one I did Texas. I went from Texas to Oklahoma to Arkansas because the road I took did that one. Because I think there was an accident the other way, so it routed me around. So I haven't sent one out, which is also why I haven't been winning and why I started this live with its consistency. And I normally win multiple prizes a month, virtually nothing since I haven't been entering. And so now, as I'm working on the book and I need some screenshots, stay tuned because I'll also be doing some giveaways because I need to screenshot those for the book. And to show people what they're doing wrong and why they might not be winning on social media because it's from my social media chapter. And it's just really interesting, especially, and it's a good time to gear up for it because if you get really good at those, then when Christmas time comes, and I call it sweepstakes season because from December 1st to December 31st, it's insane. You can enter like 10 hours a day. There's so many giveaways. It's crazy. Ooh, can't wait to get your prizes everywhere book. I'll be reading it on the beach in Hawaii from a trip win. Yeah, it's been so hard for me to get back to that book after doing all the Helene's books and Tag's books and things. So I had an editor and I said, I need help with this book. And so as I'm writing, she's editing to speed up the process because the editors that I had on my previous books, I don't speak to anymore. It was my husband for that one. And then since not only certain things changed, there wasn't, and actually I'm embarrassed to say that was when I was getting a divorce. Now I won a book editing package and promotion package. And I was so sad for my divorce that I couldn't finish the book in the amount of time they needed me to. And I lost the prize. And then I was so miserable. The book didn't come out for another 2 years because I didn't even look at it for a whole year. I was just so sad. Thankfully, I'm in a better spot and I have a proper editor now. I'm so excited. And she's also an author. So she sees, her name is, you can go check out her books at Susan Sachs, SAXX. And she writes fiction romance, totally different kettle of fish. So she's really loving this exercise. But she's great. She's showing me things that I couldn't see in my own writing because, we can't see the forest for the trees. So I think the next book's going to be my best one yet. Oh, this is interesting. The autofill disqualification is common on Pepsi sweeps. The last Pepsi sweep that we had that was big, and it was code-based. So I don't think that really mattered. Yes, I know, Daniel. I promise it's going to be out soon. Oh, listen to this. Cheryl says, I played a local radio station game, was entered to win $10,000. I got the call I won. Oh my gosh. No way. And the same week I got a call from Bushwaters Beer. They're sending in 2 50-word essays per day for 2 weeks. Whoa, this is what I'm talking about. The effort in is the result out. And when a cabin getaway for 4 nights for 4, I'm available. Just saying. Rising was 52 prizes to give. I had a pretty good chance. Yeah. So you put in the effort. And that's the thing. So what she did was, so here she is. She looked at what did she have to do? How many prizes were they giving away? What was the pool like, right? 4 nights at a cabin, if it's just a cabin without the transportation, really, so, you're only going to have a certain circle of people that are going to enter. Then, depending on what the rules are for entry, I'm assuming the essays were the no purchase entry options. So she did 2 a day. So I'm going to guess, let's see, one was for her and one for her husband. So now she's increased her odds of winning because she's entering her husband. And so she's doubled it. So that increased her odds of winning. And she did it consistently for 2 weeks. So that's basically 28 essays. And I don't know if you had to email them in or mail them in. But she stayed on top of it and made sure that she had, so if she needed date stamps on them, she might have even gone to the post office and made sure they stamped it with the day so that it would count. So you have to really look at all the different factors. And then people, this is a pet peeve, would look at Cheryl and go, oh, you're so lucky. She put in the work. It just doesn't instantly show up. Right. Let me see. Oh, I haven't seen these in forever. I used to love these. I've been to a few radio qualifier parties back in the day. At one party, we played Rock'em Sock'em Robots to win WWE tickets. Actually, one time there was one where you texted in the keyword and your name. And if they phoned you back, you qualified for the party. You got invited to the party. Did you win $100 and go to the party? Or you just got to the party? I don't remember. Anyway, you got to the party and then they were giving away tons of prizes. And the big one was a trip. So I'm getting ready one morning and I hear the thing. So I texted in and they call some guy and he's at work. And I'm like trying to listen because, I'm getting the bathroom in the morning is noisy. There's taps going and there's hair dryers and drawers opening, do makeup. So I'm kind of listening. I'm listening on my phone. So I turn up the volume. I'm like, that guy sounds familiar because I didn't hear them call him at the beginning. I just heard him talking. And then he said he worked at, and then I'm listening. I'm like, that's my brother. No way. So he finishes the call and I message him like, dude, congratulations. Him and my sister-in-law, and they went to the party. Bubkus. They won Bubkus. They won nothing. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure they were going to win the grand prize. I was gunning for them. Yeah, they won nothing. Actually, the one they won to was cash. And was it 25,000? It was cash. It was good cash. And they were giving away trips. They were giving away so many prizes, and I didn't win anything. I'm like, how did you not win anything? You're the contest queen's sister. I thought for sure they were going to win. Oh, it's so much easier to win radio tickets from the website entry than listening to our local radio stations. Yeah, usually I do well to dial in when my daughter's in the car with me. Because I have her so trained, especially when she was younger and I'd be taking her to school or something. I remember one time I was listening because we wanted Kenny Chesney tickets and we were coming back from my mom's. We went to visit my mom or do something in Toronto. We had to go to Toronto. We're driving back. I remember we're on the highway and I'm listening for the song of the day and I'm listening and I'm like singing along and I'm like, oh my God, this is the song of the day. So I just start screaming at my daughter, call this station. So she knows, and I have them all on auto dial. Like I have them all in the favorites. So she just starts, it's ringing. And this car that I had was old. It did not have Bluetooth. So now I'm going along. I cannot hear them on my phone. I'm panicking. I get out my headset and I managed to get them enough information that I won these tickets. And George was on a job site. He's a contractor. He was on a job site listening. And his buddy goes, I think Carolyn just won the tickets. So I went straight to the radio station and picked up these tickets. And I came home and I'm like, I won. But yeah, Lane was my lucky charm dialing because I'd be driving. And this way I don't have to you know, I don't have to touch anything. I would just scream at her, call the station, call the station. And she was so well trained. She would always get me through so much. That was so funny. Ooh, someone said, check my bear entry request. So there was only 350 people that did this one on TikTok. And I've been looking for this one. And let's see if I got a message from Bear, because they were giving away 10 prizes of $10,000 to people. I don't think I won. And there was only 200. I think we looked, there was 352 entries that used the right hashtag. There could have been more entries, but if they didn't use the right hashtag, they were out. And a bunch of them didn't use the right music, didn't use the right. Let me go look at my other message requests. Do I have any message requests? I have 0 message requests. Okay, so that's something you should all know on TikTok. So if you're entering on TikTok, you have your home feed, and then you hit inbox, right? You have your inbox, and you have your new followers, your activities, your system notifications. If you don't see like a regular message here, you need to scroll all the way down to the end of your messages. And it's going to be right there. You see that blue chat? You need to tap it. That takes you in your message requests. That's people that may not follow you. And it's going to be a request and then filtered requests. So those could be things that TikTok deems lewd, spammy, but check everywhere. And I had been checking every day, but clearly didn't win. Oh, well. Re-Instagram. I find my newest sweeps come up in the least interacted. Votes need to be careful. Yeah, that's why I only, if you noticed in the example, I only unfollowed one as I was going through the list, because I knew all the other ones were big companies that I want to keep following. Oh, maybe I have. I know I bought books from you. You're so funny, Michael. It's so funny because I can only go through the chat so fast, and it's so much further behind than what I'm talking about. Yeah, so what you need to do is, first you need to decide what do you want to win, and be organized. You know, you want to enter the most amount of sweepstakes in the least amount of time. And it also depends on what you want. I know people that only enter on Instagram and win so many prizes off Instagram. And yet I have not had good luck on Instagram. So I relegate them to last, or when I have like a gap of time. So for example, if we're driving somewhere, we're going to go visit family on the weekend, and I make George drive, and then I do Instagram sweepstakes for the hour that we're in the car, so that I can get in on those ones. That's when I take advantage of that time. But otherwise I do them last. But I know people, that's all they do, and they win so much off Instagram. So I think it depends on what you like to do, and that energy exudes when you're doing it. And also look at skill-based sweepstakes. Tom Cavalli did a video where he talked about all the trip wins he's had, and a third of them were skill-based, where he had to create a video, create a recipe, take some kind of creative action that most people didn't want to bother doing. Oh yeah, and it's end date. There's a lot of sweepstakes. There used to be a website called Last Chance Sweepstakes, and it would feature all the sweepstakes ending that day. But a lot of the websites have that feature. So if you go in and you search ending, they sometimes have an ending feature. You can go and catch all the ones that you may not have missed, all the ones you may have missed. Oh, yes. Keep coming to our meetings. It'll get you in the winning track and keep you motivated. It does. It really motivates you. Ooh, Lori. Yeah, Lori also hosts. I don't know if can I say something, Lori? Lori does a meeting every Sunday. She's really dedicated. I do mine like twice a month. She does them every Sunday. And so I met her at the first time. I think it was almost 20 years ago. What, the 08? No, let's see. I don't even remember what convention. I know we hung out in 08, so maybe it was 07 we met. Or no, we Phoenix 06. So yeah, we're 18 years. Anyway, National Sweepstakes Convention is coming up. The tickets are still on sale until, I believe, May 15th. And I didn't know Tom had a giveaway. So yeah, if you go follow Tom, if you want to come to the convention, that is a hoot and hollering good time. Let's see. This is interesting. I used to host 2 shows at my university radio station. I miss those days. I still get lucky when I call the same station. Oh, that's very funny. We were talking about the bear prize. He said 10 prizes of 2,000. I thought it was 10 prizes of 1,000, but I can't really figure out TikTok. Come to my How to Win on Social Media class, because I'll walk you through TikTok. I love it. It took me a long time to figure it out. Once I figured it out, first of all, I just like it for business. I love using it as a teaching platform because I reach people that never would find me otherwise. Oh, yeah. Bill says no message requests from TikTok either. Oh, and no Lori neither. Oh my God. We need to find one winner in our group. Somebody's going to have to win. Like, that's the other thing too. Like, if I don't win, I want one of my friends to win. Selma says I'm lucky on Twitter. Not as much on IG. Once it went to X, I just stopped. There hasn't been really anything. And my feed's gotten really weird. But that's the thing. My only message request is from Carolyn. That's funny. I win most of my prizes on IG. See? That's the thing. You have to go where you're successful. I remember teaching somebody once and she says, I spend an entire evening every week on Instagram, and in a year and a half, I've won nothing. And I said, well, then just stop doing it. It's clearly not working for you. Take that same amount of time, figure out where you're winning the most, and put that time there and increase your wins. Like, it's okay if your Instagram doesn't work for you. I think she was a little shocked. I said, don't waste your time there. And she's like, but there's so many prizes there. And I'm like, and you're not winning them. So it doesn't matter, right? Put your energy. Now, if she'd won like one a month or something, then I'd say, yeah, keep it up. But she'd won 0 in 18 months. So I'm like, then it's time to stop. You have to put it. Oh, I put some effort into it too. Unfortunately, it was not judged. It was random. No, that's why I was happy it was random. Oh, start snail mail. Yeah, check out Sweeping America, because they, I think, have the most snail mail out of all the newsletters. Lori said, yes, I can talk about her Sunday meeting. So just put it in the comments. Everyone go follow Lori Johnson, and she's on Facebook. So you can go follow her. And this is a good tip. I have a $7 on a virtual Visa debit card. And how can I use this easily on Amazon? I think I can put one credit card number. So here's what you do. If you have a gift card, and say it's a $100 gift card, and there's, a pair of shoes you bought online, and they came to $87. So now you have $13, and you want to buy something, but it's, $20, and you can't use that card and your other credit card. So what a lot of people do is they take all the gift cards that they win, And whatever weird amount it is, so say it ended up being $87.43. So they take the balance and they go buy themselves an Amazon gift card with it. And then they take the Amazon gift card and add it to their account. And they take all those little orphan amounts. And then they have a nice big amount on Amazon because everyone's always ordering from Amazon. That's one tip. No way, Jennifer, get out of town. Woohoo! Congratulations. I'm so glad I know somebody that won. Oh, see, now this is where I was talking about the effort. Daniel says most of his are daily entries. So that's really good. Again, consistency over time, right? He's entering every day. And that's important too, because think about it. If you're busy during the week and you're only entering on the weekends and I'm entering all 7 days, so you've entered 2 days and I've entered 7, the odds of my winning are going to be far greater than yours. And you can still win because in my very first book, I interviewed a woman. It was a daily entry sweepstakes. She entered once and she won a trip to Hawaii. And then there was a time when one of the trips we won, it was daily for like 5 months and they were giving away phones every day. It was with TELUS. And I wanted a new phone so bad. It's when BlackBerry was big. It was a business contest. It was for TELUS Business. And I really wanted a BlackBerry. So they were giving them away every day. So I was entering for 6 weeks out of this 5 months. And then I realized it was locked to TELUS. Like I couldn't even unlock it. So I thought, because I was with Rogers and I thought, oh, forget it. My husband won the trip and it was for like a conference trip and it was golfing. So he took him and 5 buddies, went out to Whistler, BC, for like a long weekend, like a 4-day weekend. And the woman told me there was hundreds of thousands of entries and I'd only entered for part of it. So it really only takes one to win. Here, Lori put the details. I'm just going to put it up on the screen for a minute if someone wants to take a screenshot. And then otherwise you can find the comment on the Facebook feed of this because I'm streaming right now to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And so if you want to see that, then you can go see her there. And I think that's it for the questions. Well, that's pretty good. So watch out tomorrow because I'm going to have my first newsletter in 8 weeks come out. Surprise. And then also watch for the announcements. Follow me also on wordsforwinning.com because what I've been trying to do since last year when I realized I needed an author site was I'm moving all my stuff that isn't contest related over there, especially the metaphysical, motivational stuff. So a lot of people like to talk about Helene Hadsel because she won all those giveaways, which totally fits Contest Queen. But the other 3 books she wrote absolutely don't. And so I've moved all that stuff over there. And then when I'm talking about her spec method, her famous select it, project it, expect it, collect it, it's all on Words for Winning. So go follow me there. And I also do giveaways there. When, of course, I'm the Contest Queen and my Contest Queen books are there. So for example, so when my new books come out, I was going to say this month, but that's not until tomorrow. I'll have 2 books out in May. I don't know the dates. Because I need some stuff edited on Money and You. And then ACX, which goes to Audible, they can take anywhere from like 2 to 5 business days after you've uploaded your book to make it live. No, 2 to 10 business days. So 10 business days. And actually the last time it took almost 3 weeks. So we uploaded it and then waited for them to do their thing over there. So I don't get a date. So I just have to, I'm assuming it'll be May, but I don't know. It's not in my hands. But I do get codes, promo codes to give copies away. So, of course, I have a contest. I am that girl. So be sure to go follow me on Words for Winning too. And if you like all that woo-woo stuff, as Colette Baron Reed says, don't poo-poo the woo-woo. Oh, yeah. So I'm wearing this. And I discovered on TikTok, I call it TikTok University, I've heard, it's actually not citrine. It is heated citrine, which is amethyst, and it changes its metaphysical properties. And I thought it might be a little fun to pull over a little bit of the woo-woo to this. And I'm going to draw a crystal card because I was focusing on crystals today. And I thought it'd be fun to pull a card and see what the energy of the group is before we sign off. Because, you know, I love the woo-woo. Oh, I had 2 cards the other way. So let's do a triple shuffle. I like to do 3. And then I knock on the deck and I pull it in half. This is not scientific. This is just how I like to do it. There's no rhyme or reason or method. Or Helene used to read tarot. But I don't know how to do it. And I actually asked about her tarot deck, and her son died, thinks she left it in Peru. So we're going to see what card is good for this group. Ooh, we got Apache Tears in reverse. Now, reverse means it's protection. Apache Tears is usually a protection card too. So let's see what it says. What is the energy? Oh, good Lord. Maybe it's because I'm sad I didn't win. It says letting go of grief, recovering from the past. Yeah, just keep going. Releasing old wounds and heal. So let's see. Oh, this is interesting. So this might be why you don't win some prizes. Caroline's School of Woo Woo. That's funny. I can't take credit for it yet, but I do like that. At times, the conscious universe answer to you is no, like I didn't win the bear contest, only because the conscious universe loves you unconditionally and wants you to experience the very best of everything. So we have to trust the process. The tears that flow will also water seeds of joy. You just don't even know you're planted in the field of infinite possibility. Now is the time to allow yourself to grieve your losses. As if you're sweeping the doorstep and taking out the garbage so you can make way for a new delivery. Now, I've heard this sweeping analogy for luck. Some people say on certain days, you don't want to sweep up because you could sweep out the luck. And some people say you do want to sweep because you want to sweep the bad luck out the front door. So it could go either way. The conscious universe has so much planned for you, so release any emotions that might block you from moving into a state of receptivity. Abundance and prosperity will soon be visible in your outer conditions. Cool. So that's her card sets are just beautiful. Like, look, there's the crystal spirit. And the drawings are always nice. Just for fun, let's do, this is the Denise Lynn set. Yeah, I have like a little secret door there. I put this divider up because I thought it was a good idea to move all of our Toronto Maple Leaf stuff into the office. And then I realized it was terrible for live streaming. And I like this deck. My girlfriend gave it to me when I went on that cruise with her. And we pulled a card every day. And it was exact for us. It was so fun. So, yeah, I will see. I know Bill's leaving. You can all leave. I usually end at 9, but we're having fun. So there's no clock. There's 2. Let's do 3. This is the Travelers. And because let's face it, who doesn't want to win a trip? So I really like this one, even though it's not about winning trips. Oh, both reverse. What's going on? Embrace enthusiasm. Shout to the heavens with happiness. That's like winning a sweepstakes right there. And what does this one say? Now, she doesn't have reverse, so it's E. She doesn't. Shout to the heavens with happiness. Stop waiting on the sidelines, right? You can't win if you don't enter. Heal your life. To heal your life and reach your goals, get up and take some risks, right? Break a few rules. Okay, not sweepstakes rules. Just saying. Shout to the heavens with joy and exuberance. Clap your hands with glee. Be silly. Don't hold back. Allow childlike wonder to flood your life. Take a day off work. then sit and enter all day. I love my interpretation. Experience and celebrate even the smallest events of life. Yeah, the little wins in between the biggies. Discover what's great about each day, and it's not time to be reserved. Embrace every aspect of life. Smell the daisies. Good times are ahead if you let loose a little bit, right? That is fun. Yeah, she has a beautiful deck too, Denise Lynn. I always get mine. Usually sweepers are also frugal. Surprise. I follow Hay House. I subscribe to their newsletter. And then when they have sales on card decks and books, that's when I buy them. Because, $10 for a card deck or $20 for a card deck is much better than more. So there you go. And I'm hoping to have more guests on soon. I'm about to win some cash, says Michael. Yes, that's what we're talking about. I did win some cash today. I was feeling lucky. Got a lottery ticket, won $10. Also had a second chance drawing on it. Entered that too. So you never know. So I did win cash. That's the other thing people say. I never win the sweepstakes, or I never win the lottery. I won the lottery. It was $10. People forget that even the $10 is the thing. Oh, no, you're not the only person. Just as I'm the only person who doesn't want to win a trip. No, we have people in our contest club that don't enter for trips. I love stay-at-home cozy prizes, coffee, blankets, etc. Yeah, that's actually one of the beauties of the hobby is you get to focus on the prizes you want to win. And the whole point of the hobby is to have fun when you're entering. Now, sometimes some sweepers, depending on the sweepstakes, the grand prize is a trip, but there's a ton of other prizes. And so they'll enter hoping they win a secondary prize. And I do know people that have had to turn down the prize because they're like, oh, I was entering to win the TV. I didn't really want the trip and I can't travel. I'm not interested in traveling. So, and Daniel's waiting. Oh, I don't enter for trips except Super Bowl. Yeah, wouldn't the Super Bowl be good? In Canada, it's hockey season. So I've been entering for Stanley Cup trips. It's all seasonal because there's Super Bowl. You'll see trips to the Stanley Cup. You'll see trips to the March Madness for basketball. You'll see trips to it's escaped me. What is the baseball final called? I don't know why it's escaped me. Anyway, well, you guys have a good month. If you have any questions, and she says she's really looking to enter a mattress. So focus on that. Do searches for them. So first of all, always check the sweepstakes sites every day for the mattress giveaways. And then also I would do all the social sweeps. I see them being given away on Instagram all the time. And make sure you do. Oh, World Series. Thank you. I don't know why it popped out of my head. And Kathy said I won the Super Bowl when it was here in February. Oh my God, that's so fun. Yeah, there's so many great experiences to win. Anyway, so you know where to follow me. And I also, oh my gosh, I didn't say anything last month, and the number of entries I had was so low. There should be, if I did it right, there should be a raffle copter link in the description of the show. And the reason I switched it is I discovered you can't draw from the Instagram or the YouTube live chat. You can't draw a winner. And I liked to leave the comments open so if somebody can't catch me live, they can watch me later and enter the giveaway. But I could only draw from the comments on Facebook, and that just felt unfair to me. And now I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So I thought the easiest way to give away a book, so I give away a book, I am the contest queen after all, to give away a prize across multiple platforms was just to have a raffle copter drawing. I don't know if that link showed up in Instagram, but I do know it's on the YouTube and the Facebook description of this live stream or this video if you're watching it later. So you can go and enter, because I give away a book and I give away people their choice of books, but I'm discovering that not the books aren't available worldwide. So for example, last month, somebody in Singapore won and she wanted the Kindle edition. I'm like, no problem. I can't, Amazon won't let me send a Kindle as a gift. I'm like, all right, let me figure out how much it is. And then I'll just send her an Amazon gift card and she can buy it herself. It turns out that my book is available. The book she wanted is available in Singapore. They don't support Kindle in Singapore. So I couldn't even do that. So I messaged her back and said, I can't send you a Kindle. It's a paperback. Give me your address. I actually have to physically mail you a book. Oh, well. So your options are paperback, ebook, or Audible, if available. Worst case, you get a paperback, because those I have here in inventory. I can autograph and mail 100% guaranteed. The other two formats are up in the air, depending. So isn't that interesting? You're always learning something new as an author and a business person about what you can do. Oh, yes. And Bill, we're going to send Bill some luck. He's qualified to win some prizes if they hit some home runs. So we'll send him some lucky juju. And Daniel says, I have some where luck is when you are an opportunity and not ignoring it. Yeah. Somebody said, there was a quote. I can't remember who said it. Somebody famous. And they said, I'd rather be prepared without an opportunity than have an opportunity and not be prepared. So that's what we do when you're, heard something. Something is, so it's, I heard somewhere, luck is something when you're inside the opportunity and not ignoring it. And I'm listening to some good advice now. Yeah. So when it's coming, just follow your gut instinct. Anyway, we've had a lot of fun tonight, and stay tuned because I want to have some more guests on here, but I've been so busy. I haven't had time to book anybody. And so I'm working on that. And also end of next month, because it's really only 30 days away, Helene Hansel was born June 1st, 1924. And on Words for Winning, I'm going to have a big celebration for her 100th birthday. There's going to be a whole week of exciting things over there at Words for Winning, which is kind of cool. I'm so glad I remembered her birthday and that she was going to be 100, because when I passed the 10th anniversary of Contest Queen, I totally forgot, did no celebration. But it is next year on Contest Queen. Contest Queen will be 20 years old. So then we'll be doing some celebrating. Or no, when did I launch it? I think, was it 06? I don't remember. I'll have to go look at when we started it. I thought it was 2005, because that's when I started sending out my newsletter. And then the book came out in 2006. And then the next edition was 08. And then last one was 2016. And now it's 2024. So the last three is like 8 years apart. It's perfect. And so there you go. So make sure you go and enter to win a prize on Rafflecopter, because that way I can get everybody in. And I'm going to go make sure as soon as I was going to say hang up. Yeah, I'm old. As soon as we're off air, I'm going to go and confirm that the link is correct and that everybody, including Instagram, can enter, because I think I can end it from there. If live streams are kept, we'll find out. Anyway, until next month. And if you have any questions, just send them to questions@contestqueen.com and I will answer them there.